Hi everyone, it's Mari from Dudosa Mari on Instagram, and today I have a very different video because today I'm filming a pen pal with me. I have actually been watching a lot of those videos on YouTube lately just because it's very soothing somehow to me to watch those videos. But also I really like to have some ideas of how I can decorate my letters to my friends and what else can I send them and just grab some new ideas. So I figured I might as well record a letter that I was writing to my friend Mari. Um, yeah, I was just waiting to share that video with you guys just because I was waiting for her to receive the letter first, so I didn't spoil anything. But yeah, I filmed this actually in quite a large amount of time for me. I think it took me maybe about a week to have everything ready to send to her, and I like to take my time when I'm preparing Happy Mail just because I don't know, I just like to do things very slowly and make sure that I'm really mindful of what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm sending a pen pal letter to my friend Mari, so she has the same name as me, which was very convenient when I was hand lettering her name, just because I have a lot of practice already, and I was trying to choose colors that she likes. So she really likes teal, so I tried to make everything in the letter sort of teal as much as I could. So I separated a few washi tapes that I think she would enjoy, and I'm just using this scrap piece of acetate paper to wrap the washes in. Um, I always like to send some washes with my Happy Mails. And what else? Well, other than that, I also wanted to show a little bit of how I use my pen pal or Happy Mail journal, just because this is something that I don't show frequently. Of course, because there are a lot of private information, but I just wanted to show you how I record, uh, Happy Mails that I exchange with my friends. So you're gonna see that later on, but I really like to just kind of do a spread incorporating a little bit of the things that I'm sending. So all of the TOs, all of the washi tape samples, and that is just a way for me to keep track of what I sent. Because again, I really like to send some washi samples along with Happy Mails just because they are an easy gift for people. So it's nice to have a place that I have something written down of things that I have already sent so I don't send duplicates. So yeah, that's mostly what I'm trying to record on my Penpal journal, which is this one showing up on the screen right now. Um, so yeah, I'm just writing down pretty much the same things that I was writing. I sometimes write about what content I wrote in the letter as well, just because some big events, I might forget that I have already told my friends and I might write again on the letter. So I also like to sometimes write about what I was writing about on the letter. So for this first part, that's pretty much it. But then I'm gonna actually start to add some other goodies on my letter. Um, so for that, I'm again trying to combine stuff that she likes. So she really likes reading. So I separated a few of these Sumiko Gurashi die cuts regarding reading, and I tried to draw one of those characters, but it turned out awful. I think it was just because I wasn't in a good day. So I will end up covering that doodle over there with something else, just because, again, I like to have some sort of recording of what I'm sending my friends, just to make sure again that I'm not sending stuff over and over again. So I wanted to include a lot of TOs, a lot of reading stuff for her, just because I know that she likes. And then another thing that I like to send my friends, particularly my pen friends, are currently inked spreads. So for those, I usually use Rhodia paper just because it's a very accessible type of paper. So it's going to be easier to compare because most people have access to Rhodia paper. And then I'm just, swatching my currently inked. So this was in late October. So I was just swatching all of the um, pens that I had inked during that time. And again, this is something that, if she already have some of these inks, at least she might perhaps see how they look in different pens. But if she doesn't have any of these inks, then she has a swatch that she can see in person and see if she likes the sheening or the shading or whatever different properties that these inks might have. Um, so I've been really enjoying to send and receive those currently inked spreads just because, it's a fun way to, um, I don't know, to share my fountain pen and ink experience with my friends. Um, for those in particularly, I have usually been using this kind of like pocket size Rhodia paper. I actually trimmed it to size just because I for sure use pocket size in terms of, cataloging inks. Um, but then if my friends don't use pocket size, this is actually a pocket ring size. So this is a very small size, I would say. So they could easily just take this to a bigger notebook if they want to, and perhaps even trim it down a little bit if they need to. So I was trying to keep that in mind when I was choosing, how to send this to them. Uh, but yeah, I've just been really enjoying sending some ink swatches to them, to my friends as well. And I have to be honest, I actually purchased a few ink samples because I received some swatches from my friends, and I thought, this would be a really good ink for me to try. So yeah, this is just, an idea if you need some inspiration on what to send in Happy Mails. I think this is really fun and people might actually like it. And then the other thing that I like to do is I really like drawing, although I'm not particularly good at it, but I really like drawing. So I was just trying to draw some things that I know she likes as well. So she I think she's collecting Twisby equals. I assume so because she has a bunch. So I know that she likes the Twisby equals. So I had one that I was using sort of as a model to try to draw it. And of course, it's not perfect, but I think you can kind of see that this is a Twisby equal. And I really wanted to be really hand drawn, so I didn't do this drawing digitally, although it would be much easier for me. I wanted to be more hand drawn and more, personalized to her. Um, so I'm drawing this actually in sticker paper just because it's gonna be easier for her if she wants to just, put this in a journal or something, or if she wants to color it, it won't bleed through whatever she might be using. And I also like to use my Tombow Fudenosuke soft brush to do those drawings because I think in general they are very good pens in the sense that you can paint them later with watercolors and whatever, and they will hold up pretty well. So I really like those. So Mari, my friend, she really enjoys fountain pens and inks as well. So she's one of my enabler friends. Um, so I'm trying to draw a bunch of fountain pen related things to her. So she also has a bunch of Ferris wheel press ink. So I was trying to draw the Ferris wheel press bottle, which is kind of hard to me because those round shapes are kind of tricky. And then I was also drawing a Colorverse bottle, which I think those are the cutest in my opinion. I really like those bottles, especially the tiny ones. And then lastly, I had actually met Mari in person when she came to visit here a while ago, and then I had drawn her in my journal. So I did kind of like a chibi version of her, and she really liked it. So I decided to redraw that on the sticker paper so I could send it to her. And then, yeah, again, I'm not a great I'm not great at drawing particularly, so I always do a light pencil sketch first, and then I erase it a little bit with my kneaded eraser, so it's easier for me to I don't know, to adjust anything that I need. So yeah, then I'm just, fussy cutting all of the drawings. And then what I will also do next is I also like to share with my friends some stamps that I have. So because I didn't have any extra stamp to send them, I actually like to just stamp whatever stamp I want them to have a bunch of times in sticker paper as well. Um, and then that way they can have like a small sample of the uh, stamps as well. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm also adding a few uh, notepads, notepad sheets for her. It's also Sumiko Gurashi themed, just because they are cute. So I'm also adding those. But then going back to the stamps, I was trying to choose stamps that she would like to have as well. So I grabbed everything that I could that it was sort of reading themed. So yeah, and then I just kind of stamped twice each one of the designs and fussy cut and send it to her. So those are actually stamps that I made with my doodles. Well, I didn't made it myself, but I had a company that used to make those for me, and yeah, so those are actually my doodles that were turned into stamps, and they are very convenient. And I thought she would enjoy those just because she really likes reading. And then that big stamp there, it's not necessarily reading related, but it's a cat, and I love cats. This I actually bought from Tokubetsu Memory Shop, and I really love this big stamp. I think it's so detailed, and of course it has a cat. So I figured, she might like that one as well, hopefully. Uh, what else? I think that's pretty much it. I think you might have seen in my Penpal journal earlier when I was trying to show it on camera that I also like to write down some ideas of things that I might like to send my friends. And this is because, again, I don't usually prepare happy mails in just one sitting. I like to take my time with those. So if I'm doing something else and then I have some idea of like, oh, I should send this to Mari, I will just write it down on my happy mail journal and work on it when I have time. So I think that's why I kind of take so long to prepare happy mails. So yeah, if you are waiting any happy mails from me, I'm sorry. I usually take so long. But I just like to take my time with it, and I don't always decorate too much, I don't always send a lot of goodies, but I always, take my time and try to find things that I think people might enjoy. And I also want to always wait until I'm in a very good mood to write letters, just because, you know, I, I always get very happy whenever I received happy mail. So I want my friends to have the same experience when they receive happy mail from me as well. So again, if you're waiting a happy mail from me, I'm so sorry that I usually take so long. Uh, but I actually have right now quite a few lists of people that I need to send happy mails to. So I'm working through those. Hopefully, um, I will find a way to be more efficient with it. But if not, it is what it is. I rather take my time and do something with the, love and attention that it deserves than just, just sending anything. Um, so yeah, I also like to write any ideas that I might have, and then if I don't use those for this particular happy mail, I can always refer back to it later. So my happy mail journal actually have a lot of tabs. Well, not so much right now, but it will in the future. So I just do like one tab per person per happy mail that I received. So that way I can easily flip back to whatever other happy mail I have sent to Mari before. This was actually the first happy mail that I was sending to her, but in the future I can just find her tab and go back to it and see what I have sent her. I also put down things that I received from them. So it's sort of like, what were all of our exchanges have been. So it's kind of like a summary of all of our exchanges. So the idea is that by the end of this notebook, I'm gonna have like a lot of um, tabs in that Stalogy notebook, which I think is gonna be so fun. But that's pretty much it in terms of how I organize myself. And then I'm just packing some stuff with those empty washi tapes. I think those are super cute and fun to use because they make really good envelopes, other than just pockets. And I've been enjoying using those a lot. The only thing I would say is that I wish I would have bought some tapes in a more cohesive color scheme, I would say, because I think although they go together, it's kind of too colorful for me. I tend to not use that many colors usually. Um, so that's the only thing that I would say that maybe I would have bought a different color for some of those, but I really, really enjoyed them, particularly for sending happy mails. And then the last thing that I wanted to see, oh yeah, of course, again, I just put everything that I'm sending to my friends in that Happy Mail journal. So here I'm just stamping everything that I was sending to her, just to have a record again of the things that I sent. This is not necessary at all, but it's a nice visualization of, what I sent, so I don't really need to go back and try to figure out which one are those, right? So I was just writing down things that I wanted to send or things that I didn't send and any other notes that I might have. And and then lastly, I'm going to prepare the envelope. No, now most of the Penpal with me videos that I see, they usually decorate the envelope so much, and I think it's so beautiful. But I'm kind of afraid that people won't understand my handwriting in the mail. So just to be sure, I tend to not decorate the envelope. So what I did this time, I did something a little bit different, just because again, it was the first time that I was sending happy mails to her. So I kind of put everything inside one package. Then I decorated the package a little bit. I'm not great at decorating and layering and things like that, but I decorated to the best of my abilities, and then I put that package inside just a regular envelope. And then that way I could just handwrite our addresses, and then if hopefully people will understand my handwriting. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have a lot much to talk about, so I'm just gonna leave you with the video, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Mari, if you're watching, I hope you enjoy your happy mail. And that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.